All right, welcome to the world of wonder. I am here with Xander Schauffele. What's happening, my friend?
What's going on?
We're gonna do some driver testing today. So you have your triple diamond gamer, your Paradym that you've been enjoying so far.
Yep.
But we have two other heads here. We have a Paradym and a Paradym X. And what we've never really done is a true test from a tour player's perspective of the three heads. So we got our GC quad here. We're gonna get some shots, and I just want you to talk me through what you're seeing. We'll look at the numbers and see what we discover. So we're gonna start with your gamer.
Okay.
So typical launch conditions for you, like on a stock shot, are like 10 degrees of launch?
Ish, yeah, 10, hopefully, I don't know, 24, 2500 spin.
Okay.
You know,
maybe it's like start straight, fall left type.
Yeah, I mean, I
scenario.
like to be able to work the drivers. So, I mean, if I can kind of hit a few cuts, hit a few draws, you know, off the get-go, then the driver head will be pretty safe in the bag.
Okay, so why don't we hit just one stock,
Just a stock
one draw,
ball here.
one fader.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's off the heel, so that's actually a really good
Good
tell.
test. So we got 175 ball speed, 295 carry, roughly 2,400 RPMs a spin. So it's gonna uptick a little bit when you hit it off the heel.
Yeah, the heel's good for, I mean, that was a good tell. Started a little left,
Right.
cut back.
Okay.
That's always a really good call. If it
So
does anything other than that, then I'm usually pretty worried.
Okay, so we're gonna try and hit a little right to left here.
Okay.
Okay, this would be a good test.
A little too much right to left, not bad.
Good ball speed, 176. So 21-24 in spin. So that's like ideally on a right to left shot for you, 2,300.
That's a little low. I hit
Yeah.
a little bit off the toe.
Okay.
So that's kind of where the extra tail was on that flight.
But that's not terrible considering
No,
what
for
you
a-
hate is the sub 2,000 ones that go.
Yeah, for a
Okay.
miss, I don't want it to go too low. I mean, unless I'm launching at 14, which
team,
is
team event.
yeah, exactly. You know, I don't like to hit up too much on it.
Okay, just to see a little cutter.
Okay.
We have a nice baseline here. Okay. So as far as like cutting numbers go, and that's like, you know, you hit kind of a lower spin cut.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, it's 2,300. It launched at just under 11 and 173 ball speed. We're also hitting uphill. So like
Yeah.
those are, okay. So those are like baseline numbers. It's only 3 shots.
Yep.
But it gives us a nice little bucket to choose from. So now we're gonna swap in the Paradym head.
You gotta talk me through this now.
Okay, so Paradym is like the one that's gonna fit the most golfers. So we'll call it mid-spin, mid-launch, super forgiving, fast face. It's kind of like your right up the gut Paradym driver. So
Got this adjustable
yep.
piece,
Got a
weight
little
on the back,
movable
right?
weight, so it's about 15 yards left to right of movement that you can build into there.
Nice.
So this is a 9. You typically play at 9.
Yeah.
But because of the higher MOI, just so we get a true test against your gamer, I'm gonna set this at -1
Okay.
and see how it flies. And I'm just gonna leave the back weight where it's at. And what I want you to do is just kind of set it down and just give the, you know, the Xander perspective of what this thing looks like to your eye, what you like about it.
Let's have a look here.
It's kind of a bigger footprint, so yours is right around 450 cc's. This is 460.
Yeah, it just kind of, it sits, it's just a different shape, to be honest.
Right.
I mean, it sits very clean. I can see a little bit of the face, not too much, obviously.
Right.
That's something I've had input on. It's kind of just got that, I guess, more depth in the head.
Yeah.
Mine's a little bit more,
A little bit more compact, a little deeper
yeah.
face.
so, I mean, it looks good.
But you like to see a little bit of loft on the driver.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Just in terms of working it. When I don't see enough loft, I try to help it up in the air.
Right,
And
then it can go anywhere.
you can, yeah, for the most
Okay.
part, I'd say with all new drivers, loft typically is your friend. I
Okay.
mean, unless you're swinging really fast, like some boys on tour, but for the most part, you know what I mean? I like to see loft, and I think most guys do too.
Okay, let's see it. Stock shot.
Stock ball here.
Okay. 172 ball speed.
Little miss hit there for me. Launched
Yep.
much lower, which it should.
Yep. So we're at about, you know, once again, it's 8 degrees of loft on this driver,
Yeah.
which is about a degree less, but it's higher MOI, so theoretically, out of the guts, it should fly a little higher, but we can make an adjustment if we need to.
Just
But,
trying a little fade here.
so this is the cutter.
So this is pretty much the normal test I kind of run through
Okay.
when I'm fitting into a new head.
Okay.
Those hit pretty good. So yeah, I mean, for me, like you said, I have a 10-5 in my normal setup. This is a 9-degree head put down, so the loft and everything.
Let me just add a degree of loft, because this is the interesting thing with these heads. So there's usually a separation between our tour heads and our our up the gut, like Rogue ST Max heads.
Okay.
We're getting with Callaway, which I think is pretty cool. These up the gut heads are getting closer in spin characteristics to the tour drivers, but they're still just as forgiving. So the numbers are getting tighter and tighter every year, which I think is actually kind of cool. So
yeah, so based on what I just saw, I just need a little more loft.
Yeah, so we're gonna build some more loft.
Flight and everything was really good.
Yep.
A little more loft, a little bit more spin. Speed's good though.
Speed's good. And this is the winter time, like it's holiday season, so you're not full tilt just yet.
It's not game time speed.
No, because if you get it like
the harder I swing, I'll create a little bit more spin, obviously. But
you cruise at mid 170s, but you can juice it and get it to 180.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's just try to hit a little draw here.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, the flight is already much better.
Give me one more. I'm gonna have you hit a stock one with that one, just so we can get a good baseline number on that, on the stock shot.
Okay.
So what I think is kind of cool for the better players that are just obsessed with the triple diamond, like this Paradym head's just a more forgiving version of triple diamond in my opinion. It just looks a little different, obviously, but that's pretty good there.
That was pretty solid.
Yep. 176 ball speed, 10 and a half launch, just right at 2,000 spin. So, oddly enough, you actually spin your triple diamond more than you spin this head.
Yeah.
A lot of that has to do with delivery, your eyes, how you're reacting to the head. But, so now we're going to go to Paradym X. Paradym X is going to be it doesn't have the movable weight in the back.
Okay.
Really high MOI, higher launching. It's for people to help them get it up in the air. It's very forgiving.
So we should see a little bit more spin with this potentially?
You should, and I don't want to call it draw bias because it's not, but it's the most draw bias of the head. So if we have neutral CG in every single head, this one's slightly draw biased. Okay. All right, so now we're just gonna leave this one at 9.
Okay.
So what I suspect we're gonna see is if your draws spin at 21 or 2200 with these two, I think your right to left shots will probably be around 24, 25.
Yeah, so I'd say just immediately, there's some guys, like I know a lot of guys who hit fades, and of course you'd like to see a face that's very square or almost a little bit
pointing that way.
A little bit more draw biased. I'd say to me, this head looks like this would be kind of almost, it looks like it should start a little bit more left than mine. I always favor
the other way.
Open.
Yeah.
That's just because I like to draw the ball. So far it looks like you have a nice array of heads to fit kind of whoever. Let's give it a whack. Stock ball here. Let's hit off the heel.
Okay, obviously we have an uptick in spin, but the funny thing is you hit that off the heel and a little skinny.
So that makes sense. I mean, launched much lower, but spun up. So I mean, that's a good, to me, that if there's a match, that's always good. If you're launching it lower, if you're launching at 8, you're gonna want 29 to 3,000 spin just because it needs to stay in the air, you know what I mean?
But off of the heel, that your ball speed stayed.
That did not feel like a 74 ball speed, to be completely honest.
That's actually a pretty cool feature. Okay, that's the right to left. Yeah, I mean, you're basically with that driver, and it's not really,
so the 77, I mean, it's not my
2200 for a hard right to left shot.
Yeah, that's in the ballpark there.
Yeah, it's always a misconception too with faders versus drawers. You would think, they think tour players have all open faces when they play. Like the guys that cut it have almost a shut face.
Yeah, because you want that ball to start left.
Right.
You don't want to kind of have to hit that like swipe pull across. So
right.
Kind of let the club do it for you. Here we go. Let's try a little fade here.
So which that driver is going to be hard for you to
So for sure,
over.
This already feels like it's harder for me to fade.
Yeah.
Speed's up. I mean.
Speed's up. That's the fastest.
Probably the fastest
so
speed.
Far.
I mean, I'm warming up a little bit too, but for the most part, I mean, off the miss, this definitely, like you said, it's got the highest MOI. So
let's hit one more with that one. I just go full tilt, and then we're going to wrap this up.
Just give it a whack.
Give me your team play, driver.
All right, we'll
Let's
see
get
what
like 4 up and
let's see what I can get here.
that right shoulder back.
See if we can get to 80. Kind of miss it a little bit. There you go. So
okay,
12.5,
so
2300. I mean, that's, yeah.
So what did we learn? So basically these heads do exactly what they thought to do. The thing to point out, and this is for better players, you know, anybody that's kind of attracted to the triple diamond heads, the kind of heads that Xander would play, there's a very small separation between the Paradym and the Paradym triple diamond. And we saw it with the GC quad, and then this head did exactly what? It spins a little bit more, it's a little bit more forgiving.
Definitely forgiving, yeah. Probably had the highest ball speeds across the face.
It's fast as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think of the 3 heads? I mean, we know you love yours, but like, pretty good?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say just from a consumer standpoint, it'd be pretty easy to get fit into whatever head you'd like. I mean, if you're a guy who likes a weight change at the back, I don't. Of course, us tour pros have the convenience of having a tour truck with us, so we can make any tweak we want, but for the most part, you have the option of the no sliding weights for adjustability and having one. So, I mean, I'd say you got pretty much every corner covered.
Yep. If you have any questions on Paradym drivers or anything Paradym, go to CallawayGolf.com, World of Wonder website. Xander Schauffele, Johnny Wunder. We're out of here.